Last night we had a few rain delays, but nothing to worry, still some highlights coming your way on the Futures League Rundown. I'm your host, Ben Hayes. Let's get right to the quick action.
In the only close game of the night, the Rocks squeaked out a win at North Shore against the Navigators 5-4. A Navigator fielding error in the top of the 9th inning let in the final run of the game for Brockton, but just an inning before that, an Alex Perry RBI double put Brockton ahead. Perry finished the day going 2 for 4 with 1 run batted in and 1 run scored. Meanwhile, the Rocks stifled North Shore with the 1-2 Bryce punch. Bryce number 1, Bryce Tucker from the University of Central Florida, got the nod for the Rocks, and he battled his way into the 7th inning, allowing 3 runs and 4 hits while striking out 6 in his 6.2 innings pitched. Then Bryce number 2 came in, Bryce Verplank from Oklahoma State, and he came in to shut the door. Verplank tossed a no-no in his 1.2 innings of relief while striking out 4 and picking up his first win of the season. Rocks take this one 5-4 as they move a half game up in the standings and now sit just a half game behind the Sharks as they try to get out of the cellar in the East. The Bravehearts welcomed Nashua down to Worcester, and this game was all about Rafael Bornajal. In the 14-4 rout of Nashua, Bornajal hit his way to the first cycle of the 2016 Futures League season. Bornajal tripled in the first inning, walked in the third, walked again in the fourth, singled in the fifth, homered in the 6th inning, and doubled in the 8th to cap off a magical night for the second baseman from Belmont. Bornajal totaled 4 RBIs and 4 runs scored in the process. Meanwhile, another Braveheart racked up 4 RBIs on the night as John Friday of Franklin Pierce went 2 for 4 on the day with his 3rd triple of the season. Worcester's pitching staff would not need any more help than that, but Danny Barlock of Holy Cross tossed a gem in relief anyway. Barlock threw a 1-hitter in his 4 innings pitched, allowing no runs and striking out 5 while picking up the save. Barlock has now gone 4 straight appearances without giving up a run, totaling 9 innings pitched and only 2 walks in those 4 appearances. Bravehearts take this one 14-4 and are now 23-9 on the season. Looking to stay 7 games back in the West, the Bristol Blues welcomed the Dirt Dogs to town and won by an even larger margin than Worcester did. Faulkner's Izzy Fuentes continued his dominance as he took the mound for Bristol, allowing 1 run on just 2 hits in his 8 innings of work, while striking out 10 Dirt Dogs. Fuentes leads the league with 43 strikeouts for the year. Meanwhile, the bats were hot for Bristol. Nick Conti of Eckerd College roped a couple singles to drive in 2 runs in what was his first multi-hit game since June 26th, while Austin Chauvin of St. Mary's continued his hitting streak with a bases-clearing double to score 3. Blues take this one by 12 runs, beating Wachusett 13-1.
Now time for your player and pitcher of the night, brought to you by On Deck Sports, the official sponsor of the Futures League.
The On Deck Sports player of the night, of course, goes to Rafael Bornajal of the Worcester Bravehearts, as the second baseman from Belmont hit for the cycle in Worcester's 14-4 win. Bornajal drove in 4 runs while crossing the plate 4 times on his own to equal the Silver Knights' total with both his bat and his feet. The On Deck Sports pitcher of the night goes to Izzy Fuentes of the Bristol Blues, as the right-hander from Faulkner dominated throughout his 8 innings of work, striking out 10 batters while conceding only 1 run on 2 hits. Izzy now leads the league with 43 strikeouts on the season.
Tonight we have another jam-packed schedule of Futures League baseball with all 10 teams taking the field. Let's look at the matchups.
Jack Fossand and the 21-10 first-place Seacoast Mavericks get back to work as they host the Navigators in the first game of the night. Cam Lanzilli to take the hill for North Shore. The teams will then duke it out again at 6:35 for the second leg of the doubleheader. Nick Malatesta and Ryan Guerra to square off in the night game. The 16-16 Blues head to Pittsfield to take on the 12-18 Suns at 5. Austin Hansen expected to toe the rubber for the Suns. The Silver Knights will host the Dirt Dogs in Nashua at 5:05. Neither team has announced their starting pitcher at this point. The first place Worcester Bravehearts will travel down to the Vineyard to face off with the Sharks. Christian Bellinger is expected to take the hill for the Vineyard. And in the final game of the night, the 14-19 Brockton Rocks head to Torrington to battle the 12-18 Titans. James Muse to get the nod for the Rocks. First pitch of this one is set for 6 o'clock p.m. And coming up on this Wednesday, July 13th, is the 2016 Futures League All-Star Game, taking place at Fitton Field in Worcester, Massachusetts. The place will be packed with Major League scouts, so be sure to get in on the action. The Home Run Derby will start at 6:30, with the game taking place right after. And we still have the final vote for the All-Star Game in progress. Make sure your favorite team's player gets into the game. Currently, Pittsfield's Ryan Simpler from East Tennessee State leads the West in voting at 39.69%, with Worcester's Peter Bavenzi of Richmond hot on his tail at 33.06%. In the East, North Shore's Quinn DePasquale has a sizable lead as the pitcher from Stevens Tech has 47.78% of the votes, with Nashua's Jeremy Roberts currently in second at 27.43%.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Futures League Rundown. I'm Ben Hayes. Be sure to go out to a ballpark closest to you to enjoy the Futures League in person, and of course, give us a follow on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Until next time, again, I'm Ben Hayes. See you guys tomorrow.